there. Ready to get back to Arrakis.
Always ready.
Today we're diving back into Dune, Part 2.
Yeah.
And you sent over some fascinating analysis for us to go through.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking destiny, power struggles.
Yes.
Some pretty big
huge epic battles.
I'm really curious to hear what stood out to you the most in all this.
I think what's really gripping about the second part is that it doesn't just continue the story, it throws us right into the thick of things.
Okay.
The analysis picks up with Paul and Jessica finding refuge with the Fremen after that attack on House Atreides.
Okay, so we're not easing into this at all. It makes me think about how you deal with that kind of sudden shift, like a total upheaval of everything, you know?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that feeling when you have to adapt to a new environment quickly, but on a galactic scale.
Exactly. And that's precisely what this first act, which the analysis calls integration and revelation, focuses on. Adaptation. Paul isn't just surviving in the desert.
Right.
He's grappling with his powers.
Yeah.
His visions. And he's also forming a deep connection with Chani.
Yeah.
Who, as we know, becomes so central to his journey.
Yeah, those visions are pretty intense, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not just like glimpses into the future, but full-blown prophecies that hint at this massive galactic conflict brewing. I wonder, what do you make of that chosen one trope in this context?
Well, I think it's handled in such a nuanced way.
Okay.
Because the film makes you question. Is Paul actually in control? Or is he being manipulated by forces beyond his comprehension?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if anyone can truly escape destiny.
Right.
Even someone like Paul.
Yeah. And then you have the Fremen themselves.
Yes.
The analysis highlights how they've adapted to survive.
Right.
In this seemingly inhospitable environment.
Yes.
And they develop these incredible sustainable practices, a deep understanding of the desert, and this spiritual connection to Arrakis.
Yeah, it's a stark contrast to the Harkonnens' approach, right? They just want to exploit the planet for its spice.
Just for the spice.
I'm already sensing this clash of ideologies here.
Absolutely, and that tension is really what drives the narrative forward as we move into Act 2, Ascent and Alliance. This is where Paul, now embracing the Fremen name Wadib, really steps into his role as leader.
Okay, so he's gone from surviving in the desert to uniting the Fremen tribes.
He has.
That's a pretty big leap.
It is.
I'm picturing those training montages, but with sandworms instead of punching bags.
Well, there's definitely a transformation involved.
Okay.
But it's not just about physical prowess.
Right.
Paul uses his understanding of Fremen culture, his strategic skills, and yes, those prescient visions to unite the tribes.
Against Harkonnen rule.
Against the Harkonnens.
It reminds me of those underdog stories, where a seemingly weaker force uses its knowledge of the terrain to outmaneuver a more powerful enemy.
Yeah.
Do you see any real-world parallels there?
Oh, absolutely. History is full of examples of guerrilla warfare tactics being used effectively against larger, more technologically advanced armies.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Thinking about it that way makes the story feel even more grounded and relatable.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, just when you think you've got the alliances figured out, the analysis brings in the Bene Gesserit.
Oh, boy.
And Emperor Shaddam IV pulling strings.
Oh, wow.
From the shadows. It's like this game of galactic chess.
Right.
With Paul caught right in the middle.
So we've got layers upon layers of intrigue here.
We do.
That definitely adds a whole other level of complexity to the power dynamics.
Exactly. It's not a simple good versus evil scenario.
Right.
Everyone has their own agenda, their own motivations.
Yeah.
It really makes you question who to trust and what the true cost of power might be.
Okay, before we jump into that epic showdown in Act 3,
Yes.
I'm curious about how the analysis breaks down the strategic brilliance of the Fremen's tactics.
Yeah.
They're going up against a serious force here.
So what are they doing differently? It's fascinating how they use their knowledge of the desert to their advantage.
Yes.
It's like they're not just fighting the Harkonnens, they're working with Arrakis itself.
That's a really insightful observation.
Yeah.
The analysis points out how the Fremen understand the delicate balance of the desert ecosystem.
Okay.
Something the Harkonnens completely disregard in their pursuit of spice.
So it's not just military tactics, it's about understanding the environment.
Precisely.
Okay.
They disrupt the spice production,
Right.
which is the Harkonnens' economic lifeline,
Right.
by utilizing sandworms, manipulating sandstorms,
Wow.
and basically turning the desert itself into a weapon.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
That makes their victory even more impressive.
Yeah.
And speaking of impressive, we have to talk about that epic final act.
Oh, yeah.
Confrontation and transformation. Paul facing Feyd-Rautha in a duel to decide the fate of Arrakis.
It's a big one.
That's got to be a nail-biter.
Oh, absolutely.
For anyone watching. And the analysis digs into how this duel is about so much more than just physical combat.
Okay.
It's a clash of ideologies.
Okay, break that down for me.
All right, so on one hand, you have Feyd-Rautha, a product of the brutal Harkonnen culture,
Okay.
embodying their cruelty and lust for power.
Okay.
And then you have Paul, who has embraced the Freeman way, their connection to the planet, and their spiritual depth.
So it's almost like a microcosm of the larger conflict.
Exactly.
The exploitative forces versus those seeking balance.
Exactly.
Huh.
And while Paul emerges victorious,
Right.
the analysis makes it clear that this victory isn't without its darkness.
Oh.
His prescient visions reveal a future filled with turmoil, a potential jihad in his name.
Oh, wow. So even though he wins,
Yeah,
it's not a clean win.
not a clean win at all.
Yeah.
No.
It makes you think about those unforeseen consequences,
Right.
the ripple effects of even the most well-intentioned actions.
But that's the moral ambiguity that makes Dune so compelling.
Right.
It doesn't offer easy answers or simple heroes. Paul's journey is a constant struggle between his humanity and his destiny,
Right.
between his desire to do good and the potential for his power to corrupt.
It's like even in victory, he's already grappling with the burden of leadership,
Yeah,
the weight of choices he's made, and those still to come.
absolutely. And that brings us to Paul's negotiation with the Emperor,
Okay.
another pivotal moment highlighted in the analysis.
Yeah.
Here's Paul, this young man who essentially toppled an empire,
Right.
now facing the most powerful figure in the galaxy.
I can't even imagine
Right.
the pressure of that situation.
It's intense.
Yeah. What insights did you glean from that scene?
Well, it really showcases Paul's cunning and his ability to play the game of politics, even as he's trying to reshape it. He's not just a warrior.
Right.
He's a strategist,
Yeah.
a leader who understands that true power often lies in subtle manipulation rather than brute force.
It reminds me of that saying, he who controls the spice controls the universe.
Yes.
Paul may have won the battle for Arrakis.
Yeah,
But he's clearly aware of the larger game at play.
precisely. And the analysis hints at how this scene sets the stage for even greater conflicts to come.
Oh, wow.
For the intricate web of alliances and betrayals that define the Dune universe.
Okay, so before we dive into the thematic depths of all of this,
Yeah.
I want to hear your take on the performances.
Yes.
You know I love a good character analysis.
Of course you do.
What did you think of Timothée Chalamet as Paul?
He's phenomenal.
He is.
The analysis praises his ability to capture that internal conflict,
Yeah.
that constant struggle between Paul's humanity and his emerging godlike power.
Yeah.
It's not just a brooding hero.
Right.
It's a portrayal of a young man thrust into a situation he never asked for.
I totally agree. He really sells the weight of those prescient visions.
Oh, yeah.
The burden of leadership. You can see it in his eyes, the way he carries himself.
Absolutely.
It's like he's constantly carrying the weight of the future on his shoulders.
Yeah. And Zendaya as Shanae,
Yes.
she's just as captivating.
Yep.
The analysis notes how she's not just a fierce warrior,
Right.
but also this wise, grounded presence for Paul.
Yes.
Their relationship brings an emotional core to the film.
Absolutely.
A reminder that even in the midst of this grand sci-fi epic, human connection matters.
Their chemistry is undeniable.
It is.
They make you believe in their bond.
Yeah,
The love that blossoms in the harshest of environments.
absolutely.
It's that human touch that grounds the story.
Yeah,
It makes you care about these characters.
absolutely. And then you have the villains,
Yes.
the Harkonnens, who are just so deliciously evil.
Oh, so good.
The analysis points out Austin Butler's chilling performance as Feyd-Rautha.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that menacing presence that just makes your skin crawl.
He's so good at being bad.
He is.
Makes you wonder, do you think the film humanizes the Harkonnens at all?
That's a great question.
Or are they just pure antagonists?
Well, the analysis touches upon how even the Harkonnens, despite their cruelty,
Yeah.
are products of their environment, a system built on fear and exploitation.
So maybe there's a bit of nuance there.
Yeah,
A glimpse into the forces that shaped them.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that complexity makes them even more terrifying.
Yeah.
They're not just cartoon villains.
Right.
They represent a very real kind of darkness that can exist within power structures.
It's a reminder that evil isn't always born, sometimes it's cultivated.
Right.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the world building.
Yes.
Dune is known for its intricate universe, and the visuals in this film are just breathtaking.
Oh, yeah. The analysis highlights how Villeneuve's direction blends epic scale with these incredibly intimate character moments.
Yes.
He creates this sense of awe and wonder, drawing you into the vastness of Arrakis while keeping the focus on the human stories.
It's like you're right there on Arrakis, feeling the sand beneath your feet.
I know.
The wind whipping through your hair. It's such a visceral experience. The way he immerses you in the environment.
Yeah. What were some of the visual elements that stood out to you?
Well, the vast desert landscapes are just stunning.
They are.
The way they capture the beauty and the harshness of Arrakis.
Yes, and the set designs are incredibly detailed.
Yeah.
From the Freeman Sieges to the Harkonnen palaces.
It's like every frame is a work of art.
It is.
Meticulously crafted to bring this world to life.
And the special effects are so seamlessly integrated.
Yeah.
The sandworms, the ornithopters, everything feels so real and tangible.
Right.
It's clear that a lot of care went into making this world feel authentic.
It's that attention to detail that makes it so believable, right?
It is.
You're not just watching a movie, you're transported to another world.
Yeah.
Now let's dive into the thematic depths here.
Okay.
Dune is packed with layers.
It is.
Exploring everything from politics and religion to ecology and the nature of power.
It does.
Where do we even begin? Well, the analysis dives deep into the character development.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with Paul.
Right.
We see him transform from this noble young man into a leader, a messianic figure.
Right.
But it's not a straightforward hero's journey, is it?
Not at all. The analysis really emphasizes how Paul grapples with the weight of destiny,
right?
The consequences of his choices,
the
fear that his power could ultimately lead to destruction.
Right.
It makes you think about the burden of leadership. How even the best intentions can have unintended outcomes.
It's like he's constantly walking a tightrope.
He is.
Trying to balance his humanity with this almost prophetic destiny.
Right.
I'm curious, did you find yourself sympathizing with Paul? Or did you see him as more of a tragic figure?
I think there's a bit of both.
Yeah.
You can't help but feel for him, this young man thrust into extraordinary circumstances.
Right.
But there's also this sense of foreboding.
Yeah.
A feeling that his path might lead to something darker than he ever imagined.
It definitely adds another layer to the whole chosen one trope.
It does.
It's not just about fulfilling a prophecy. It's about the implications of that journey.
Right.
And then there's Lady Jessica.
Yes.
Paul's mother.
His mother.
Caught between her loyalty to the Bene Gesserit and her love for her son.
Such a fascinating character arc.
Yeah.
The analysis points out how she makes these incredibly difficult choices.
Right.
Operating in the shadows.
Yeah.
Trying to protect Paul while navigating this world of politics and prophecy.
It's like she's constantly juggling these different roles.
She is a
mother, Bene Gesserit, political player.
Yeah.
It makes you think about the sacrifices mothers make.
It does.
The burdens they carry.
Absolutely. And speaking of burdens.
Yes.
The analysis delves into the political intrigue of the Dune universe, the power struggles between the different factions.
Right.
House Atreides.
Harkonnens.
House Harkonnen.
And Gesserit.
The Bene Gesserit, the Emperor.
It's like this giant game of chess.
It is.
With each move having galaxy-wide consequences.
Huge consequence.
It's so complex.
Yeah, and it really makes you question what true power is.
Right.
Is it about control and domination?
That's the Harkonnens.
Like the Harkonnens, or is it about something more nuanced?
Right.
Like the Fremen's connection to Arrakis.
Yeah.
Their understanding of the environment.
It's one of the central themes that this film explores.
It is.
It challenges us to think about these different forms of power.
Yeah.
The ways they can be used and abused.
Right. The Harkonnens represent a very overt and brutal kind of power.
Right.
Driven by greed and exploitation.
Yeah, their whole approach is just take.
It is.
With no regard for the consequences.
No regard.
It's like a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked greed, the exploitation of natural resources.
Exactly. And then you have the Fremen,
right,
who have learned to live in harmony with Arrakis.
Yes.
Respecting its cycles and resources. Their power comes from their understanding of the planet.
Yeah.
Their adaptability and their spiritual connection to the land.
It's a powerful contrast.
It is.
And it makes you think about our own relationship with the environment. Are we more like the Harkonnens, consuming and exploiting without considering the long-term impact?
Yeah.
Or can we learn from the Fremen and embrace a more sustainable approach?
That's a question we all have to grapple with.
Yeah.
And Dune doesn't shy away from those tough questions.
Well, it doesn't.
It makes you confront the realities of our own world.
Yeah.
The choices we make as individuals and as a society.
It's that thought-provoking storytelling that elevates Dune beyond just a sci-fi epic.
Absolutely.
It becomes a reflection on humanity, our potential for both greatness and destruction.
And it highlights the importance of cultural understanding and respect.
Yeah.
The Fremen way of life is so different from the other factions.
Right.
But they've thrived for generations.
Yeah.
Because of their deep connection to Arrakis and their unique cultural practices.
It's a reminder that diversity is a strength.
It is.
That different perspectives and ways of being can offer valuable solutions.
Through complex problems.
Absolutely. And it challenges us to look beyond our own limited viewpoints.
Right.
To embrace the richness of different cultures and the wisdom they hold.
Okay, I know the analysis also mentions some critiques of the film.
It does.
What were some of the points raised there?
One thing that comes up was the pacing.
Okay.
The film is incredibly dense and complex.
Yeah.
And some viewers might find it overwhelming.
Right.
Especially those unfamiliar with the source material.
I can see that. It's a lot to take in.
It is.
It's like diving into a vast ocean. You kind of need to know how to swim.
Exactly.
Before jumping in.
But for those willing to engage with its complexity, Dune offers a richly rewarding experience.
It does.
And while the main characters are given ample screen time, the analysis also notes that some secondary characters could have benefited from further exploration.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
There's so many interesting characters in this universe.
There are.
It would be fascinating to delve deeper.
It would be into their stories.
Absolutely. It leaves room for future installments to expand on those characters and enrich the world even further.
Well, one thing that really stuck with me from the film was Paul's quote.
Okay.
He who can destroy a thing has the real control of it.
Ooh, that's such a powerful quote.
What are your thoughts on that statement?
Well, it goes to the heart of the film's exploration of power and responsibility. It challenges the conventional idea that control comes from dominance or force.
Right.
Instead, it suggests that true understanding, even of something's vulnerabilities, can be the ultimate form of power.
It's a thought-provoking concept, isn't it?
It is.
It makes you question what true leadership is.
Yeah.
What it means to have control over something, whether it's a planet, a people, or even yourself.
It also ties into the film's ecological themes.
Oh, yeah.
The Harkonnens seek to control Arrakis through exploitation and destruction.
Right.
While the Fremen understand that true power lies in respecting the planet's delicate balance.
So it's about finding that harmony.
Yeah.
That understanding. Rather than trying to impose your will by force.
Right.
It's a powerful message.
It is.
One that resonates deeply with the challenges we face in our own world.
Absolutely. And it leaves us with a lot to ponder.
It does.
What are the true sources of power?
Yeah.
What are the consequences of seeking control through destruction? How can we learn to live in greater harmony with our environment?
Right.
And with each other?
It's not about easy answers, is it?
It's
Dune throws these questions out there.
It does.
And it's up to us, the viewers, to wrestle with them and find our own meaning.
And that's what makes Dune Part 2 such a compelling and thought-provoking film.
It is.
It challenges us to think critically, to question our assumptions, and to engage with the complexities of the world around us.
Yes.
It's a film that stays with you long after the credits roll.
It does.
Prompting reflection and conversation.
So for you listening, whether you've already seen Dune Part 2 or you're about to embark on this epic journey, I hope this deep dive has provided some insightful context and sparked your curiosity.
I hope so.
It's a film that rewards multiple viewings and deep discussions.
Absolutely.
Keep those thought-provoking questions in mind as you delve into the sands of Arrakis.
And remember, in the world of Dune, the spice must flow.
It must.
But so must the conversation.